Oda Block was saying something in this video that I wanted to watch.
WoW streamers are quitting. We loved your time here in OSRS. I hope to see you come back again when you feel like it. He's a good man. Shobek is a good man. I mean...
He's talking about Shobek quitting. He just watched his video.
It's like multiple WoW streamers quit. Can I tell you guys something? I think none of the WoW streamers should have went Iron Man right off the bat. Agree or disagree, chat?
Bro, I said this, guys. This is what I said. He's saying the same thing I did.
They should have enjoyed the game, learned it first, see what the game has to offer, enjoy your main account, right? Take it one step at a time. I mean, going straight into Iron Man and not knowing shit is just, it will demotivate the fuck out of you because you have to grind so hard for potions, certain stats to unlock certain things.
Dude, this is why I was malding last Friday, is because of all the time you have to put in just so you can do the combat. You know, there's like two types of people. There's combat Andes like me, and then there's skillers. And then there's some people that are kind of in between. I'm like heavy towards the combat scale. I'm like heavy toward on like the scale of skilling in combat. I'm over here, guys. I'm over here in the combat side. Some people are in the middle, so they like Iron Man. They like to do a little bit of skilling, a little bit of combat. I don't like to do any skilling. I just want to do combat. So I feel like Iron Man wasn't necessarily the mode for a lot of WoW players who are very, very heavy on the combat spectrum.
It's just so ass. Like, I think that's what kind of burned out a lot of WoW streamers, just going straight into Iron Man instead of just making a normal account. I think that's why so many of them quit. If they just didn't have to worry about, you know, planning their snaps so they get super restores to go on one singular raid or any of this stuff, I think it would have been, I think they would have probably enjoyed it more.
Yeah. Damn, me and Odablock have the same opinion. I know some people say like you might just be bored of a main, but at least on a main you can kind of accelerate through the game a little bit and get to the stuff to see if you really enjoy the game. And then if you find that maybe you're not enjoying the game playing as a main, but you did as an iron, then you can always go back and make an iron, because you're not going to you're gonna be able to actually see if you like the game and if it's worth playing an iron for you first before you just fully commit to iron, and then you don't actually get to see the game. So at least on a main, I feel like you could get to more in-game stuff before you decide the game is not for you. And that probably would have been in my opinion, a little bit better route. But the WoW culture has been so kind of like solo self-found, hardcore for so long that I think playing any game not on hardcore didn't have an initial appeal to the WoW players who were coming over. And also a lot of the RuneScape viewers have been consuming RuneScape content for a long period of time. They're no longer interested in people playing mains as much. But if you take that factor out, then maybe, yeah, it could have been better to just have everyone start as a main and kind of play at their own pace. But for somebody like Joker, I feel like he nailed it. He nailed it with how he likes to play the game. Iron Man is absolutely for him, and it's really awesome. So that's how I see it. Iron Man is for the viewers. Yeah, if you're a streamer, you play Iron for the viewers, right? That's got to be what it is. You know, I can't lie. Sometimes I click on a streamer now, and I've kind of let the culture seep into my own life, where if I click on a stream and I see that person as a main, I have no way of justifying if they earned all the items and stuff on their account. And so it's a little bit less entertaining to watch, I would say, because I don't have that justification instantly that person did any of that stuff on their own. And I get why people come from the Iron Man perspective on that. Unless you're a pet hunter or a PvPer, Iron is a single best to stream. I think I'm in agreement. I think we're all in agreement with Iron is the best version of a streamer. Your main got given 2 billion. Yeah, I didn't. If I was gonna play a main, I wouldn't play it like that. So I think that's like the number one, like that. You're actually saying what I hear every single day. And the thing is, we would be playing a main without handouts. And so I wouldn't play a main where I take handouts like that. I would have done it where I play basically as an Iron Man, but I'm allowed to use the GE if I make some gold. And I can sell things on the GE and make a lot more gold than what an Iron Man can. And then I can use that gold to accelerate through some of the grinds or just buy potions if I want, because you have a lot of extra gold. You just have more gold in a main, essentially. How would we know though? I would be playing a collection log main. So you could physically see my collection log. And if I haven't earned an item, then I have to delete my character. So if I'm ever wearing an item that's not in my collection log, I have to delete my account. That's the mode I wanted to play. Bronze man, you mean? Kind of. But if you PvP somebody, the item doesn't go in your collection log, right? If I were to PvP something, it doesn't unlock the item. Like it actually has to drop. It does on Bronze Man. No, then I'm not playing that mode. So no, not, I wouldn't do that. Zarya Man mode. That's why I called it CLM, collection log main. So like if you got it, I can't use whip. If I have a whip in my inventory, I can't equip it. If I equip it, I have to delete my account because I didn't earn it from Sire yet. CLM or Iron Man. Iron Man is kind of a cool name too. Would be easy to fork the Bronze Man plugin to modify it to exclude PvP drops. Yeah, you just do Bronze Man to exclude PvP drops essentially. That's the mode, but you can't really call it Bronze Man mode because then people say, oh, you're just gonna PvP your stuff, but that's not true. I mean, you can PvP, and if you PvP to Scythe, right, it could be in your inventory, but you can't equip it. Like it won't let you equip it. And that's kind of the mode I wanted to play. But since there's not a way to justify that to the viewers, I see why people are not interested in it. And ultimately, it's not the best way to go right now. However, if Yagek did make it an official mode, like Bronze Man no PvP unlocks in the CLM, in the collection log, sorry, then I could see people being more interested in it. I would be more interested in it. You know what I mean? If it was official mode, people would watch it and they would, honestly, it might even be a better mode for streamers because streamers could do like less, you know, they could do less glass blowing and more content maybe that they want to do. So they'd have less downtime where they have to do like less reacts and they could actually play the game a bit more instead of getting it to you. We just want you to carry on playing with whatever you're happy with, whatever doesn't burn you out. I wish that were true, Megan, but I don't think that that's necessarily the best move as a streamer is to de-iron and do what you want to do. Ultimately, I think Jimmy had it right. If you do want to play like that mode, you have to do it on a different account. So right now, I think I've come up with the best solution. And the solution was to just make a main that I kind of use like a simulator character and I just try stuff out on to save mats so I don't have to farm so many mats in order to go after CAs. I think that that's the best solution that we've come up with. And, but I'm glad we watched this clip of Odablock because he does have a similar opinion to me as well. Push for official CLM mode and Jagex will do it. Should we start a movement for an official either CLM or Iron Main mode? Iron Main. If we got a big enough amount of people that were interested in that, it is possible that they could put it into the game. I don't want to say, but we would have to be a lot of people who are interested in that mode. Like we could poll it in the chat right now. And the thing is I'm 100% sure, guys, that this is not popular enough. Should CLM be an official mode? And a lot of people won't even understand what it is, but it's basically Bronze Man, but you can't PvP stuff in your collection log. Yes or no? We can start a poll, and I promise you guys, it's not going to be what you think. It's going to be majorities no, I bet. It only makes sense for streamers. It is kind of selfishly like a streaming mode, I guess. But it's basically you get the justification of an iron without having to do as many grinds. And I don't mind doing the grinds, but it's just not, it is not as great for streaming as it is for like, you know, it's just not, it's what I personally would want as a streamer. This mode. Yo, Sober Kratos, thank you very much for the tier 1. Group Ironman is already pretty much content creator only mode. It is kind of, because it's very hard to find five guys, you know, that are not going to quit the game. It's kind of already a streamer mode. You're right. We have enough game modes. See, I think that that's a good take too, is like, you don't want to have too many different game modes or separate categories. Cause if you search up here, it seems like only 33% of people in the chat here would want that as an official game mode. I'd love to talk to people and figure out like why wouldn't you want this as a game mode and what would it take away from, kind of thing. And that's a good argument. It's like, okay, there's already too many modes. I see that. That's already a thing. It's called a main who clogs. True, but the main could use items that he hasn't clogged yet to earn items in the clog. Kind of. The only thing it takes away from is development time. Well, they already have it developed. They already have Bronze Man. You just take away PvP unlocking collections. That's it. I think it would take away from the MMO aspect of the game. Okay. I could definitely entertain that. Ryuko. I mean, yeah, what aspects of the game, of the MMO, do you think it would take away from? because you're basically just, instead of having to farm all of your own Renars, you're able to buy them off the auction house. Or sorry, off the GE if you've earned the gold. Bronze Man is like lukewarm hot dog water. Gohan, why? We're having a little conversation today on the stream. I don't think it's necessary to implement it into a whole game mode just for this. I feel like you can just do this on your own or with a RuneLite plugin. Okay, I see that argument as well. It's just when it is unofficial, you know, as a streamer, I probably wouldn't play an unofficial mode. I don't think people are very interested in watching unofficial modes. So once again, selfishly as a streamer, I would say probably not for me, but I do like the ideal of it. I'm just more interested in why people wouldn't want it as an official mode. Tile Man, Chunk Man. Okay, yeah, as a YouTube series, I think it's good. I cannot do unofficial modes because if I'm tempted to cheat, I will. Yeah, Zots, that's another point. But as a streamer, people can hold you accountable if you cheat, right? Unofficial modes are the most successful YouTube series. I see a lot of people actually referencing YouTube series. Do you have any streamers? Can you link any streamers doing unofficial modes? We are kind of talking about streaming right now as YouTube is different. Is settled streaming an unofficial mode and doing very well? Verf is a streamer. Okay. What is Verf doing? What kind of mode is he doing? Verf is very niche. Bronze Man mode journey from level 3 to 5 billion GP. This is Odablock right here. Here's Odablock. So he made this mode, the Bronze Man mode journey from 3 to 5 billion GP. From level 3 to 5 billion. Was this a hardcore character? I love that still shot of Oda. Unofficial modes are the most successful YouTube series. Exactly. Do you think that it would work on Twitch, the unofficial mode series? No. If you brand it good enough, maybe. It only works on YouTube because it's heavily edited. Depends on streamer, depends on the mode. A group hardcore Iron Man, I don't know if we'll ever do that, unfortunately. Group hardcore Iron Man is too much commitment, especially with somebody like, you know, I love Guzu, but he's a variety streamer. I think that Guzu will inevitably stop playing old school RuneScape at some point in time. Joker might be here forever. He loves it. I would definitely do like a hardcore Iron Man with Joker, but you have to be very, very very, very specific with who you're going to go into a hardcore Iron Man with. It has to be somebody who you know is going to be here for like the next 2 years or something. I feel like it's got to be somebody that has to be just locked in. Like you're better off just doing that with like another YouTube streamer. Is that too reasonable to ask, guys, that we all just enjoy the way that we play and let others enjoy the way that they play? Is that crazy to say? Everyone hates green helms though. Okay, we can unite our hatred for the green helms. How about that? We all need to focus our attention, reroute it. I'm ready for the Sard Valorant arc. I don't think I'm playing Valorant anytime soon. Completely unreasonable. How about this? Isn't it great that mains and Iron Man can play the same game together? I think that's very cool. I really enjoy that. I like that you can do that.